Hey guys, welcome back to CryoGenticGaming, and we're here with the MacBook M5 Pro chip. It's the 14-inch one, and I have a few crossover games that we're gonna try today. So one of them, we're gonna start with we'll start with Exile too. Let's see how this launches here. Now this is all in crossover. I'm doing the trial right here. Obviously on battery. My goal is usually trying to get native resolution. I don't care if everything's on low, native resolution makes it look good enough. So we will see here. Cool. And we'll just select my Druid here. I know I saw in some other videos here, people were looking for Path of Exile 1 and 2 gameplay, so I figured I'd go ahead and I would pretty much display what works. So unfortunately, I couldn't really get the FPS chart to work in-game. It worked a little bit and then it kept breaking. So instead of having you guys have a seizure due to it popping around, I figured I would simply just... I'm getting my butt kicked off. Well, when it did work, with my current... I'll show you the settings here. So DirectX 12, AMD compatibility, full resolution almost, sharpness, you know what I mean? Like everything looks good, FSR, balance on upscaling. There it goes, now it's coming back to life here. We're getting around 100 FPS, and in combat with monsters and whatnot, it does dip to about 60 to 70. You can kind of see it already starting to dip as enemies are in frame over here. It's not too bad though, to be honest. This is a totally playable experience. Now, when I was setting this up here... Can I hit this guy? Okay, well, I'm just awful at the game, I guess. But when I was testing this out originally, I was doing it actually in low power mode. So let's switch to low power mode. And let's see, with no changes to any of the settings. Let's give it a second, kind of ramp down. If we look, we're using about 26 watts. Again, just to show us the settings again here. Full resolution, all that fun stuff. And now we're about 50, 60 FPS, which is fine, matches the screen. When you go in low power mode, your screen switches to 60 Hertz as well. So I mean, like this, to me, this looks totally playable. This is totally fine. I'm just not used to how far I'm sitting around to play this right now. But like, this is totally cool. I can teleport too, you know, go to a different zone. Loading new zones does take a little bit. Obviously because there's no shader cache or anything like that on Max at the moment here. So this screen will sit for it's not too long. It's about 30 seconds or so. And the more people that are in the zone, the worse it gets. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I would say this is very playable. Again, graphics look pretty damn good. I mean, it's PoE, so nothing crazy. I mean, this I actually lost 5 FPS on this screen before, but it's only the first time loading it. You lose the FPS. And looking here, yeah, we went from 60 to about 45, 50 in this area here. It does drop down to like 30 with more than 10 people in the area. But like I said, basic zones look pretty good. So yeah, let's continue to the next game here. I would always recommend to start all of your games on high power mode. Just get on high power mode early. Then when you're in, you can switch it. This game for Deadlock 2 has a interesting little quirk here. So I don't know if you heard it on the speakers there, but I mean, to be honest, this is very playable. Again, this is high power mode though.
Animating defenses. Channeling the dead.
I mean, just spamming abilities and everything. I mean, this is totally fine. Like, this is totally okay. And if I remember correctly, I think that we were getting over 80 to 90 FPS. And here are my settings with this. Just show you guys setting here. We're doing high, DirectX 11. Should probably do that. That might help a little bit, but continuing on. That's pretty much it. Dashboard is up, high, you know, but didn't do anything crazy here. Here's the crazy version. I mean, all this is fine. FSR2, all that fun stuff, scaling mode. But then again, most of that's not kicked in. So let's go ahead and try it in low power mode now. Yeah, using 85 watts. I really don't know how accurate that is. But I haven't thermal throttled yet, so I'm pretty impressed. Alright, so we lowered it down to low power mode. We're probably sitting around, if I were to give an estimate here, again, I apologize. You can see in the top left corner, it's trying to work. The black little square above the eyeball. But I think we're getting around probably 45, 50 FPS. There used to be a thing in game where you could interface see it. I think they removed it and just switched to the Steam one here, so unfortunate. But this is still super playable. I would have no problem playing this. Again, all in battery life, which is the cool thing about Mac. See if I can jump onto the zip line. And again, I've played all these games for over a half an hour to an hour on this, but pretty much no problem, no thermal throttling, nothing like that. Fans ramp down. We're at 25 watts, which is the low power typical mode. 56 degrees. So not only have we lost 30 degrees in temperature, but, you know, it's almost silent. I do have the heat on in my basement too, so it is definitely probably not helping to the temperature of the laptop, but I mean, this thing is not making any noise. Hand test, this feels totally fine. Yeah, so we will switch over to the next game here. We are now here with Marvel Rivals, and in the Marvel Rivals, what we're going to be doing is, I already kind of loaded all the shaders and everything. I let it compile, so we should be good to just hop in here and take a peek at everything. So we just skip all this, skip all that, go here. Yeah, so we're good with that. Practice range, and if you guys want, let me know, and I can go ahead and we can actually get into like live games and whatnot. You see the FPS counter on the center right over there. I'm just gonna pick. I've been liking this check. So again, I believe I'm on high power right now. Double check. We are on, yep, high power. Again, this is being emulated, so it's pretty damn good that we're getting around 60 FPS. Again, my goal when I'm using this laptop is I'm trying to get as close as I can to native resolution. Quality, we could get more FPS if I went to balance. It doesn't actually give you that much. I think it's like 7 or 8. And again, no frame gen. If we want frame gen, we could do, I think the FSR frame gen is the better one. And I mean, I actually don't think frame gen actually does anything for us. Again, if you guys know anything different, you know, obviously let me know, but to me this plays plenty. This plays plenty smooth. You can hear the fans slowly ramp up here. I'll be quiet for a second. But, I mean, even then, like, the game audio is just much louder. Again, my audio is at, like, 45%, 30 to 40%. And you can hear the fan now. But even then, it's not, like, an annoying sound. And on a weird note, to be honest, the air smells nice. The hot air smells yummy. Anyway, so, I mean, like, 60 FPS almost consistent. lowest we dropped down to is about 51. Again, like I said, you can probably mess with this a little bit more. Like I said, if you went to like ultra performance, frame rate requires a reboot of the game, so we'll do that in a second here. But if you go ultra performance, I mean, look at this. The game still looks amazing, and we're at 90 FPS now. 90 FPS, no frame gen yet. Remember, we haven't rebooted the game yet. Yeah, definitely playable. Definitely enjoyable. And like I said, the screen looks good, everything looks good, audio is good. And just to show you the thermal limits here, we are at about 92 degrees, so a little bit hotter than the other games. But if we take this and put it back to low power, and we go back, we're going to drop back down to those 25 watts. And you can already hear the fans ramp down. Fans already ramping down there. Again, no frame gen. And we're sitting at 40 to 60. I would say average probably around 45. They're 45 FPS. Low power, 25 watts. Should give you around anywhere between 1 to 3 hours, technically, roughly. About 2.5 at full charge. I started this video a little bit less than full charge, so I wanted to make sure everything was prepped and ready to go. But yeah, and we'll go ahead and I'm gonna cut it here, and we'll come back with the frame gen. So give me just a moment. All right, and we're back. Now we should in quotes have frame gen enabled, though it doesn't really seem like it's working again. But we'll see when we actually get into the match here. So again, we have this on performance mode, well, ultra performance. I still think it looks good. I forgot that with Marvel Rivals, some of the settings don't actually apply until you restart the whole game here. So now it looks a little bit less good. Because now we're on ultra performance, so those textures get brought down and everything like that. I actually think the frame gen is causing issues now. So we'll have to turn that off. Well, we won't be able to do anything until we actually restart the game. Yeah, that kind of stinks, but that's fine. Back to performance. One thing I've noticed with this is you want to make sure that the lighting is off. That's a huge thing to do with your frames. So give it a second here to kind of come back to life a little bit. Yeah, see, now we're getting a little bit less FPS. It's weird. You kind of have to mess with it. I've kind of noticed that the better graphics you give it, the almost better it plays to a degree. So we went from ultra performance to balanced, and now we're sitting around 45, 35 FPS. Again, 25 watts. Not as playable, but you know, it is what it is. And like I said, you can always mess with the settings. You know, change that, you know, your heart's content here. And like I said, most of this is probably going to not really kick in until after you reboot the game. So I'll put it back to how I had it, which was quality. Brings me down to about 30. FSR3 is fine. Frame gen off. Again, it's not going to apply right now. Again, we're playing at technically 3K. And again, this is on 25 watts. To be honest, even though it's like struggling at 30 FPS, I can still play this pretty competitively, I think. Like, it feels a little bit better than 30 FPS. It might say 30, but it feels more like maybe 40, 45. Which again isn't super great, right? But definitely playable. And then just to show you guys, we go back here, back to high power, back here. And then, like I said, there you go. You back up to 50, 60 FPS. remember, you're emulating this too. So, yeah, that's my Marvel Rivals. Again, let me know if you guys want to see me play through a whole match or do a few ranked games, whatever. But for right now, just a quick little short showcase here. And we'll start the next game. Alright, so this is a brand new game on Steam. It's a Road to Vostok, however it's pronounced. However, it's a beautiful game. You'll see here in a second. It's actually very good looking. Surprisingly, it runs very well, very quick. We're going to start off on high power. But, like, look at this. Look at this. Like, this looks beautiful still. I don't know how it's coming through on the camera. The camera might make it look a bit worse, a little bit better. I'm not entirely sure. But, I mean, if you look at the settings here, leave FPS on. We'll do, you know, we'll do unlimited frames. It's in high, all this. I mean, like, we're getting 98 FPS. Yes, again, this is... I actually don't even know how to open the door. Do I just walk into it? No, E, F, G. It told me earlier, but probably just not going to tell me now. Why am I opening up emojis? Ah, that's why. That is why. Yeah, let me get out of this cabin, see if I can get out of here for you guys. So again, that's just a little box room. So let's actually get into the meat and potatoes here. Also, I apologize for the setup again. It's kind of jank to do the Mac setup here, but again, look at this. On a Mac, you know what I mean? It's actually crazy how like these indie-ish games just run so well through emulation. Solid 60 FPS on high everything. Again, we are using, you know, high power mode. Let's go ahead and swap it to low and see what happens here. I'm sure we'll drop probably around 50 FPS, yeah. You give up 50 watts, I mean 50% of the wattage, you get 50% of the performance. But 30 FPS in a game like this, definitely doable. And again, just go here. If we really wanted to, we can do low here, just low on the lighting. That might actually all we need to do. Maybe 2x on here. Yeah, 2x. There you go. Oh, for a second we had 60. That's the thing that confuses me with the MacBooks too, is sometimes changing the settings absolutely does not do anything with the frame rate. We are, you know, about 10 FPS higher now, 40, 41. But we're still, you know, high render res. I mean, if we bring us all to low and off, we might actually hit above 60. That's a 91 for a second. Oh, we're above 60. And this looks the same. This looks almost the same. You get some crinkling on, like, far away things, but this roughly overall looks the same on low power. Again, remember, low power, your screen usually, I think, only switches to, you know, 60 hertz anyway. So, like, this is totally playable. Again, 25 watts. Show you again here. 25 watts. Temperatures are 62. Very good. So this is totally playable. Fans on the PC, pretty much non-existent. Like, it's silent. It's not even... No fans or nothing. I don't really know what this game's about, if I'll be honest with you. I just saw it's pretty popular. I have a friend at work who kind of wants to play it anyway. I think it's like a single-player Tarkov, if I'm remembering correctly here. You can see your hydration, food, energy, all that fun stuff at the bottom. Can I climb through a window? Cool. I live in a dream world, I promise you. 69, 70 FPS. Oh, whoa! I'm dead. That easy. Anywho. So, let's go ahead and max everything out. Well, I want to get out of the cabin first. Yeah, in the cabin we're at 100 and something FPS. Actually crazy. Cool respawn area, though. I believe if you bring your loot back there, you can store it, which is neat. You have a little house, little cubby house. Once we get back into the world, though, I'm going to crank everything up while we're on battery. Like, I keep saying while we're on battery. While we're on low power mode, so something like this. We'll aim, like, right here. Alright, let's do Ultra, AX, Ultra. I mean, definitely I can see the details popping in. They look a lot better. 25 FPS. Can I play this game at 25 FPS on Ultra? No, probably not. But if we switch it back to, excuse me, high power here, we might have, high power just forces you up to I think it's like 70 watts. So if you do automatic, you could probably stick around 50 watts, 60 watts. And if you really mess with it, you can kind of dictate your own wattage. But 42 FPS, 3K, full textures, 8x anti-aliasing, like this looks phenomenal. This is very nice looking. Again, I'm not too far into this game yet, but generic textures, you know, it's kind of like a Unity Slenderman game, but like, you know, again, impressive on the Mac nonetheless. Being unplugged from the wall. Temperatures still aren't that bad. 63 watts, you know, 70 watts, 82 degrees. Fans aren't kicking up just yet. But yeah, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna swap over to the next game here, and we're playing CS2. Now this shit, just don't show me again. Who cares? CS2, starting again on high power. You can tell it's not made for the Mac because, you know, the Mac's nice little notch here is messing everything up. So we're just gonna practice real quick. We'll practice on, what's that? I'm trying to remember which map was the one that kind of like destroyed my frame rate last time. You know, we'll just do generic dust. Everybody does dust. We'll do dust. Now, you hear this all the time about how, whoops, I hit my tripod there. You'll hear this all the time about how Valve games on Macs stutter a little bit and kind of have to render the shaders a little bit separately. And they're right. They are right. Oh man, I can't play with this mouse. Oh, my sensitivity. I'm using a Corsair Void mouse, but I think the real problem here is max smoothing. Damn. Alright, so in this game, we're sitting above 60 FPS most of the time. Again, though, this is... Let me see if I can pull up the... Oh, he's just gonna kill me, whatever. Full resolution again, brightness, whatever. I mean, we are max graphics pretty much here. If we bring this down to like medium, medium's probably really good. Alright, well, you know, if the enemy would stop, you know, killing me here. Also, the lower your graphics are, the less stutters you'll have. And the stutters will only last pretty much until every gun is picked and used and gadget. So it's always good to kind of get into the yeah, my mouse is so slow. Oh my god, I swear I'm not this bad. Oh, Jesus. Ooh, flicked on him. That's a chicken. Yeah, you definitely need to change up your settings if you're gonna play this on here. But I wouldn't really recommend any Alright. I wouldn't really recommend any competitive shooter on Mac, if I'll be honest with you. Most of them with the anti-cheat they're gonna mess you up. But I thought there was a guy right here. Oh, there is. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the M4A. Look at that. Yeah, it's weird, like... It like, doesn't want to go where my mouse is. But if you notice, almost all the stutters are gone, and we've been playing for what, like... I don't know. A minute? Maybe 2 minutes? Like... Nothing crazy here. Now, let's go ahead and put it on low. This is where we're probably going to lose all our frames and everything, though, but we'll see. Again, like I said, start every game with high, just so you get in it quicker, everything loads a little bit faster. And then once you're in it, you can move it to low, when you don't have to worry about loading screens and all that fun jazz. But actually, I would say this is 45. This is about 45. Yeah, this is easily about 45. And again, like I said, you can take it one step lower. Like I'm not even I didn't even min-max this game's quality yet or anything like that. Again, we're still playing it at, where is it? We could do ultra quality for FSR. But I mean, we're still playing it at 3K. You know what I mean? So like, it's not, yeah, it's gonna try to load back in those 3K textures now. But if you know what I mean, like, we're playing 25 watts, gives you about 2 to 3 hours of gameplay, no fan noise, no real crazy heat. I mean, it's still comfortable to use. I'm using the keyboard on it anyway. Motherfucker started shooting me before he even came out of invincibility. But, yeah, definitely playable. It's not no PC version, but it'll do the trick. You can do this casually, I think, pretty easily. And depending how good you are, you can probably do it ranked too. Now, I'm not going to show it, but I'll talk about it for a second. I tried Rainbow Six Siege on here. Oh my god. Alright, yeah, I deserve that. And Rainbow Six Siege did work. I got 112 FPS in it. The problem is the anti-cheat. Pretty much I could do a bot match, and the second the bot match ended, it booted me out of the game. So it definitely, if we can figure out how to get rid of that battle anti-cheat, or make it so it doesn't kick everybody out of games, you know, Mac could be a lot more playable. You know, more games to play. Can I just down all these guys? Oh! Got him. Anywho, we'll go ahead and we'll start the next game here. This next game's gonna shock you guys, but we got Resident Evil Requiem on this. We're just going to... Man, my saves are all over the place, huh? I don't want to spoil anything, so we'll just do get the fuse. We'll do some beginning of the game real quick. Again, like I always say, this is high power mode. Doesn't really give you an FPS counter, but boy, look how good this looks. I don't remember what part I'm at. Okay, I do not have the screwdriver yet. Unfortunate. Now, I didn't look up whether or not there's a port for this game for Mac. Regardless, I probably would have tried it on here anyway. 2560 by 1600, so we did have to bring it down a little bit to get 60 FPS. I actually think we get a little bit more than 60 FPS, if I'll be honest with you. We have everything on low or normal, except for apparently the graphics. It will not let me lower them. It keeps them on high. So, there's that. So technically we're playing on high. Now, am I going to play this all the way through? Probably not. I'm going to get jump scared again. I know I am. I'm trying to remember if this is the save where I kind of got stuck and she was like looping me around this corner. You guys are about to hear me scream. Oh wait, is this before I even... I don't want to spoil what the monster looks like for you guys yet, though, in case you guys haven't played the game yet. So we'll just use the ambience here as a thing. But like, look how good this looks. You can hear the fans. Definitely kicking up. Now, you can, where is it? You can lower it down. Yeah, I think I messed that up there. There we go. You can bring this down even lower. I mean, I don't know why you would, but if you really wanted all of the FPS, it still looks good though. I mean, this is the type of game you play at 60 FPS and you're happy with. Like, this is easily 60. This is probably a little more than 60. Again, I apologize. No FPS counter. Again, we're on high power too. So before we switch to low power, let's just crank this all the way up so you guys can see what I was talking about. Doesn't let us go all the way, but this is enough. All the way up. And I mean, well, that's fucking dark. But like, this is still 45, 50, maybe even, dare I say, 60 at 3K. You hear the fans though? And I will say my hands on the keyboard are getting a bit spicy. Take a look at the temps. Yeah, we're using 76 watts. Again, I don't know how accurate that is. 83 degrees. Not the worst we've had. But let's go ahead and swap it to low power here. Now you can kind of feel it already. This is like 25, 30 maybe. I really wish my FPS counter was working. This is still playable though, honestly. If I were to sit back with my controller, see if it lets me do it. I don't think it will, because I didn't start the game with the controller. Oh, it does. Oh boy. I need to definitely adjust this. There is, I just noticed, if you watch my little flame on my lighter, there's a ghosting. It's pretty bad. I don't know if that's intentional. I don't think it is, though. But if we go to here again, graphics, image, bring this down to where we had it. I need to increase the controller speed, but yeah, this still feels way better. I don't know what it is with Mac and controllers, but like, it adds like a smoothening. But okay. So honestly, not too bad. Definitely playable again. We do third person, we can see her hair still has great physics. Still looks pretty good. Let's see if I can see her face. She's not like Leon, she's not camera happy. But, you know, it's not bad. Like I said, this is definitely playable. Except when she doesn't want to run. She'll crouch, but she won't run. Yeah, definitely playable. This right here, though, feels around 45. This is about 45 FPS. This might actually be creepier with... Yeah, this might just be creepier with third person. I played this game in first person for both characters, so... Cool. Alright. Well, that's Resident Evil Requiem for you. We're going to go ahead and swap to some Mac native games and see what we can get. And we are here playing Crimson Desert, which is probably the most anticipated Mac game. Sorry if my camera's a bit jiggly right now. You can see even on the just a loading screen, I mean, I really tried to min-max these settings here as best I could. Where's my controller not gonna kick on? Come on. Wake it. Wakey, wakey. That's unfortunate. Let me try to turn off my controller and turn it back on here. There it goes. I mean, 35 FPS. Probably would not recommend this. I mean, it still looks really good though. I think this is without frame gen too. Let me double check. Oopsie. Yeah, no frame gen. 40 FPS. And I still think this looks totally fine. Now, what you can do too is you can turn that down, probably turn that down, turn that down, put that down. Something like this. Turn that off. And it should help us quite a bit here in a second. Oh, yeah. Also, water settings, I mean, yeah, you don't really need those around. So again, no frame gen. I made it so, you know, we still look badass, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't really care about no water. Look how far I am from like any water. Game still looks good. Still plenty of trees. Sky still looks good too. But now we've given ourselves some leeway here. Whoopsie. Man, these menus are still kind of a pain. So let's see if we can bump it back up to 3K. Yeah, it's struggling. It's trying its damnedest. But boy, when it zoomed in, boy, does it look good. So in a situation like this, you probably have to go into more of a... Again, that was also native. Maybe we can try balanced. If we can at least get to like 40... 40 unbalanced. It doesn't look that bad. Now, I'm one to talk. My main PC is a my 5090, so it's yeah, it's a bit much. But yeah, look at this, 38 FPS with no frame gen, super playable. I mean, look at the top left, it's saying it's 40 FPS. Again, this is on high power though. I don't even think it's gonna be able to do anything on low. Yeah, oh, low we get a very choppy 25. This is probably where I would say you might want to bring this down to performance and then activate frame gen. Oh, but frame gen at anything under 30 FPS and you get a bunch of delay. So we're actually gonna say after that, I would rather have my resolution come down a little bit. Yeah, I still think there's way too much. It's so weird, the settings in this game. Oopsie. I want to go to... At this point, I'd probably say... Probably bring this down to low. FX quality high. Yeah, that's still fine. Whoopsie. Come on. Go back to the menu. There we go. You click one button and this whole thing kind of just blows up on you. So for 25 watts, I actually don't want frame gen on it at all. Okay, so turning off frame gen actually just allotted me like 40 FPS. Alright, so low power, and we're getting 30 FPS right now. Wait, hold on. Did frame gen actually just break my game? Where's frame gen? Yes, frame gen just broke my game. I lose FPS using frame gen. I have a 69 ms lag here. What the heck's happening? Yeah, look at that. I'm back at like, I get like 4 or 5 FPS more. Like this is, for 25 watts, Like, this is still super playable. Yeah, it's a little blurry, but you know what? Let's try to do like the ultimate mid-max here. Let's go full resolution, ultra performance, and what else can we kind of mess with here? No upscaling. Watch the FPS just drop. Oh my god, yeah. See, I don't know what's like. I don't know what's worse. Having this be that low, or it's definitely gonna be more so how you feel about it. But I mean, this is 25 watts. You know, I could live with this. If I was just sitting on like a couch or whatever, and I don't have my charger with me. You know what I mean? Like I could live with this, no problem. This would be fine. And then, obviously, you switch it over to high power again. Again, no fans. Fans aren't kicking in yet. And now we're at 60 FPS, no frame gen. Now we can probably go here. Whoopsie. Yeah. 3K on battery, 40 FPS. In a game like this, I can live with that. And then if I'm worried, they do say you don't get anything for plugging in your Mac for power, but I think that is not always true. I mean, I just plugged it in, and we went up 2 FPS, so I don't know. Now, the downside to charging it while you're playing it, especially on Mac, is the temperature. We're already at 87 degrees right here. Fans aren't even kicking in yet. We're at 70 watts. Again, this is the 14-inch. So on the 16-inch, it's probably going to be way better for temperatures. Also, you get the extra cores. But, yeah, I mean, oh, if you want something funny, if we open the map, you lose a bunch. Actually, right now, it's not too bad. Yesterday, I was losing a bunch of FPS. We'll go to the city, and then we'll wrap it up. I mean, like, this still looks exceptional. Just having the 3K textures, even though we're in performance mode, like, this is still totally fine. I mean, we're only upscaling from 2,000, 3,000. The water reflections are a bit gross, but like I said, I don't care about that. But you can hear the fans kicking up again. I'll quiet myself for a second.
On your mind?
But yeah, no, this is definitely definitely playable here. 33. It seems to be pretty much 30 or above. And this is probably one of the busier towns. And like I said, it looks pretty good. So we'll wrap it up here. Let me know if you guys are interested in any other games you want me to try, or playing the games longer. Yeah. And leave a comment down below, like, favorite, subscribe, and I'll see you all in whatever else I make. So, peace.